Welcome to this 20 minutes mindful yoga practice. We are going to start in Shavasana, arms by your sides, feet relaxed, taking deep breaths, calming the mind, bringing ourselves inwards, closing down the eyes if you prefer. Inhaling and exhaling. Now slowly bringing our right knee into our chest, clasping our hands together just below the knee, making rotations with the ankle, firstly anti-clockwise, then clockwise. Now we'll flex and extend the foot, flexing and extending. Now slowly lifting the leg straight up into the air, keeping hands clasped around the leg passively, just staying here for a few breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Now coming into supine twist, bringing your left hand to the outside of your right knee, slowly lowering over your left leg, bringing your right hand out to the right and taking your gaze also to the right. Placing a block under your knee if you need to. Just staying here and enjoying the stillness within this pose. Now lowering the right leg back down to the ground, lifting now the left leg to repeat on the other side. Rotating the ankle clockwise and anti-clockwise. Flexing and extending the foot. Raising the leg up to the sky, holding the back of the leg passively. You can extend and flex the foot here as well. Lowering the left knee over to the right side, bringing the right hand onto the outside of the left knee and lowering it slowly to the right side, bringing the left arm out and looking to your left. Now slowly bringing the knee back into center. And we're just going to bring the right knee in to join into the chest. Now we're just going to rotate the knees out to each side and around, back up the center. Inhaling, bringing your knees into the chest. Exhaling, pushing your knees out, just opening space into the hips. And now reversing the movement. Lowering legs back down to the mat and coming up to our elbows, hands placed under our bum. Leaving legs outstretched in front of you and opening out our chest and letting our head fall back into a reverse plank. Slowly now bringing ourselves up into a seated position, leaving our hands behind us. Now reaching for our strap if you would like to. You could use a belt if you don't have a strap at this time. Wrapping the strap around our feet and just slowly bringing ourselves forward, keeping the back straight. Bending the knees if this makes it more comfortable for you. Just enjoying this peaceful time we have in each movement, remembering to focus on our breath and clearing all of our distractive thoughts from our mind. Now slowly removing the strap from around our feet and just placing it to one side, bending your knees again now and coming into a reverse tabletop. Knees over ankles and wrists in line with your shoulders. Lift your pelvis up towards the sky. On your next exhale, lowering back down towards your mat. Making your way into a tabletop position, and lowering into child's pose. Bum onto your heels and hands reaching towards the top of your mat. Head either placed on a mat or onto a block or cushion. We don't want to place strain onto the neck. Taking deep, calming breaths at your own pace. Moving the block out the way and lifting back up into tabletop position. Lift your left arm towards the sky, then inhale, exhaling, threading left arm under the right arm, coming into our thread the needle. Ear to the mat and closing your eyes while taking deep breaths at your own pace. Reaching right arm over your head and reaching towards the top of the mat. Slowly lifting yourself back up into tabletop position. Now doing thread the needle on the other side. Lifting your right arm up and threading under your left arm. Bringing your left arm over your head, reaching towards the top of the mat. Closing your eyes if you prefer, and taking deep and mindful inhales and exhales. Bringing yourself back up into tabletop and then lowering back down into child's pose. With our arms to our sides, head on the mat or onto the block, and just allowing our body to neutralize. Bring your hands either side next to your head, pushing into them, just rolling onto the top of your head for hare pose. A good stretch for the neck. Head should be placed on the mat but putting no stress on the neck. Lifting bum off our heels. Slowly now rolling back mindfully into our child's pose. Just remaining here for a few breaths. Coming up to sit on our heels. Inhaling, resting right hand onto left knee, and exhaling, reaching right hand behind us and gently twisting into this stretch, looking to the left side. Coming back to center, placing left hand onto your right knee and placing your right hand behind you, looking to your right side. Coming back to center, now grabbing your blocks and placing them upright. And gently coming to standing position and placing your hands onto the blocks. Lengthening the back and keeping your knees bent, looking down towards your mat. Taking a few steps back and slowly lifting your right leg, foot flexed, coming into a warrior 3. Taking deep breaths, finding your balance, and if you want you can gently lift your left arm up, finding revolved balanced moon posture. Either leaving your gaze on the mat or gazing up to your left side. Now slowly lowering your right hand back to the block and lifting the right arm up to the sky, keeping your right leg lifted and your right foot flexed. Finding yourself in balancing half moon, breathing at your own pace, finding the right gaze for you, whether looking down to your mat or gazing up to your right hand. Lowering your right hand back down to the block and lowering your right leg down to meet your left. Gently lean back now, placing weight into your heels, placing your bum back, just finding a gentle stretch. Lifting our left leg up to the sky for our warrior 3, keeping the foot flexed and our gaze down towards the mat. Lifting our right arm up towards the sky. If you fall out of your balance, don't worry, just come straight back into it. Lowering right hand back to the block and now slowly lifting the left arm up to the sky. And like on the other side, either keeping our gaze towards the mat or lifting our gaze up to the left hand. Bringing the left hand back to the mat and centering our hips, bringing our left foot down to meet our right. Gently leaning back again and placing our weight in our heels. Lowering the blocks back down now to lie flat on the floor, placing hands on top of them and stepping back to find yourself in plank pose. Lowering knees to the mat, then slowly lowering chin and chest. Now bringing our blocks in front of us, placing our arms on top, keeping your neck neutral and finding ourselves in an easy back bend. Placing our arms now in front of our blocks and lowering your head, taking calming, deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Gently pushing your way back up to tabletop, moving the blocks back to the same position before, placing hands on top of them and lifting your knees off the mat into downward facing dog. bending your knees and pushing into your hands, looking in between your feet or closing your eyes. Lower your knees back down to the mat, coming to sit on our heels again, and place a block under your head, placing arms down by your sides. Or removing the block to place your head onto the mat. This is your practice. Do whatever your body is asking for. Removing the blocks off your mat and slowly lowering your way down onto your back. Taking a few moments to just enjoy the stillness. Palms can face down or they can face up. Bringing knees in to hug your chest. If your body is telling you to add movement, gently sway your legs side to side, or just simply stay still. Grabbing onto the outside of your feet, or just hugging your knees into your chest. Lowering legs and arms back to the mat. Bend your knees, keeping feet on the mat and preparing for a gentle bridge pose. Pushing your bum up using your glutes, shoulders pushing lower back off the mat. Lowering back down, making our way into our final resting pose, our Shavasana. Letting everything relax, feet falling naturally, hands facing up to the sky, eyes closed and releasing all the tension. Relaxing your jaw, your shoulders. Taking inhales and exhales naturally, but being aware of our breath. You can also place a block under your head to support your neck if needed. We're going to try a breathing technique known as box breath. Imagine in your head a box. Inhaling for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding the breath. 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now holding out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1, and holding for 4, 3, 2, 1. You can continue this breath if you want, or you can return back to your natural breathing. Yoga is like the making of the bread, and the Shavasana is the baking. Letting our body take in all that we have just done. If your mind starts to wander, just acknowledge it and slowly bring your mind back toward your breath. Slowly adding movement back into the body, wriggling the fingers and removing the block from the head, and slowly extending your arms above your head and extending the legs out like a big morning stretch, wakening up the body. Now rolling to the right side into a fetus position, resting here for a few final breaths. Just enjoying the comfort within this pose. Slowly now pushing yourself back up to seated position. Eyes remain closed and just placing hands onto your knees and palms facing up. Taking some inhales and exhales. Reaching your arms up towards the sky till your hands meet and slowly bringing them through center towards the middle of your chest. Repeating one more time, arms up towards the sky, bringing them back down through towards the chest. Taking your final deep grounding breaths, remembering to smile and being proud of yourself with your practice today. Bringing your hands towards your third eye between your eyebrows and bowing down. The divine light in me bows to the divine light in you. Namaste.